All right, this is the entity that I'm telling you that's flying over and over and over again right here. This is the City Hall. And this is where the senior citizens are located. And it's 12 o'clock in the morning. And there are no airports over here. This is P.O.C. This is the John Stewart Senior Citizen Complex at the 280 North Limit Apartments. And this is where they start the heightening and elevation over the Ontario City Hall, 303 East B Street, where Paul Leon is fully aware of and engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring, doing so in furtherance of stealing and keeping my inheritance, my wealth that the city of Ontario squandered, stole, shared amongst the community of demons. Those same demons that are stalking me and are climbing at 12 o'clock in the morning, stalking me in planes and in helicopters. Because this is what Mike LORENZ has the demons doing in helicopter, flying in circles over me at the OVITT Family Community Library. In concert with them, they're flying on this side and the demons are flying in circles over me by helicopter. This is relevant to the entity that engaged in theft of my inheritance money that they've been forced to relinquish. And they are also going to be federally prosecuted. This is the documentation showing why they've been engaged in targeting, which is my money, and they engaged in conspiring my murder to do so. That's what's behind gang stalking airlines, which I'm going to federally prosecute for conspiring murder upon clear targeting. That's the entity stalking right here. Pay attention to what's flying across the sky space. P.O.C. That's the entity that's engaged in the... Oh, there's no amplified helicopter right now. They're not flying in circles over the edge of the building right now while I have the video running. That's exactly what they've been doing while they're, again, engaging in it while Mike LORENZ is going to prison. There is no mystery about them being connected to money that they never had any right to, while you're also, not coincidentally, but pursuant to that threat, stealing my money and stalking me. While you're talking about I'm violating the municipal code and you stole my money, which is why I'm sleeping outside, you're going to prison. There's no municipal code violation when you are the one that is stealing my wealth and then have the nerve to be stalking me. That's the psychopaths who are actually mentally ill and they're going to prison. And these little vagina monitors that are walking in the middle of the sidewalk, they're doing so with the Ontario police. I took a picture of that. There are also no coincidences here while I'm capturing this video. These vagina monitors in real time expose themselves stalking. You are only engaging what is providing evidence to the federal government, who was watching me conduct this investigation, by the way, to provide evidence that, yes, I am stalking Erica Spencer. I am doing so in a helicopter, and I'm going to do it right now while she's talking about it in that environment that you already know is not natural, okay? When you're looking at the sky space, whatever state that you're in, you see the moon over you. It's not the same light source that's remaining over me in the same way that the fake sun is remaining over the Upland Public Library now because it's not in Ontario. And it's remaining for the duration of the day. Those are the imbeciles that are stalking in a helicopter while I am speaking about it as the airport is stalking over the Ontario City Hall at 12 o'clock in the morning, disturbing the so-called elderly citizens who are disrupted while I'm standing silent at the side of the same venue where they're stalking by helicopter. This is relevant to the elderly that are engaged in the pattern of conduct, and the elderly in the state of California engaged in what is stealing my money, paying their rent, buying their prescription drugs. Okay, with my money, my wealth, and they're stalking with the Ontario Police Department that is providing evidence against all of them. There are no coincidences here, and this is literally a very clear-cut case. The entity has already been forced to give me my money back. I have yet to receive my money. The entity maintained court hearings. The Ontario Police Department lying on my character while gang stalking and furtherance of murder at the same time. And they're in my video documentation as I'm showing that pattern of conduct. They've been forced to relinquish that money. And this is the basis for what is federal prison. It's not just inheritance theft. It's the conspiracy to commit murder while they then stole my money and sought to get away with it. And this impunity is relevant to the cold-blooded murderers that they are. They're going to federal prison. They're going to federal prison. The entity engaged in what is conspiring my murder with a population of those that are desperate, as you see the people of the state gang stalking, desperate to hold on to money that does not belong to them. That's an unlawful threat, including while these idiots stalk me on video by helicopters. And repeatedly engaged in kidnapping, referring to the municipal code when you have stolen my money and that's why I'm sleeping outside, which is the purpose behind a gang stalking police department, as they're showing you, such as what the Ontario police are being prosecuted for. This is not only what Paul Leon is engaged in. This is what the city of Fontana, the city of Azusa, the city of Los Angeles, the city of San Diego, the city of Bakersfield, Kern County, every city that I'm going, the state of California engaged in targeting, stealing my wealth. And the city of Ontario, their hands are filthy. They're directly engaged in kidnapping. They've provided much evidence, manufactured information Gang stalking demons of San Bernardino County who have the audacity to lie on my character like I have a relationship with the behavioral health, and I don't. While they've been stealing my wealth and kidnapping me and then claiming that I'm some sort of patient, while they are showing you that they literally eat feces, stalking me like this in helicopters in the middle of the night in airplanes. That's the entity that's going to federal prison. And I said it before and I'm saying it again, and this is what, the 4th video tonight of the entity flying over the top of my head. There are no coincidences here. You're looking at Mike LORENZ, who has volunteered for federal prison. And it's not limited to just being a stalker in Ontario. This is a state system that Mike LORENZ, the Ontario Police Department, the City of Ontario, that is the state, have admittedly exposed that the rest of the world is engaged in, because California is engaged in the U.S. pattern of conduct, the U.S. government's pattern of conduct, and it exceeds that which is outside of this country. And they totally dropped the ball. They totally dropped the ball. This is P.O.C. Mike LORENZ is going to federal prison for what I'm documenting. You are going to federal prison. You are going to be locked up as a terrorist, as a terrorist leader. Understand, those of that agency are each terrorist while they're engaged in stalking, like C. Gerber is at this walkway in a police vehicle with a gun on your waist, with a badge on your chest, and you're representing yourself as having authority, and you are stalking. Just like they are here. They're engaged in a pattern of conduct. They're going to federal prison for that as terrorists. And this is the blatant evidence of it. I mean, they're going to court. You're going to be charged. It's a very clear-cut case. And the entity has given this over to me, and they did it while they have stolen my inheritance that I have still yet to receive. And I have not participated in one court hearing, but the Ontario Police Department has. While they're still stalking just like this, these fools are going to prison. They're going to federal. Are the dumbest defendants that I have ever had the pleasure to swipe the floors of the courtroom with, because it's over. These are suicidal and impoverished demons. They're going to prison. This is P.O.C.